Hello, everyone, and welcome to a bonus episode of the Link Through Social podcast. That's right, a bonus episode. This is episode number 21. Unbelievable. Thank you for all of your support and building this Link Through Social community together. Today's guest is Richard Wilmore, and he's a talk show host, a game show host, podcast host, and producer. His website is makeyourdayricher.com. And I think you're really going to enjoy this interview. And we'll have that on the Link Through Social podcast right after this message.
Tired of stressing over what to post on social media? Meet Smart Post App, your all-in-one solution to create, schedule, and grow your content effortlessly. In just a few taps, you can generate engaging posts, stay consistent, and keep your audience coming back for more. No more guessing, no more burnout, just smarter content, faster. Whether you're a business owner, creator, or an entrepreneur, SmartPost helps you show up like a pro. Start posting smarter today at smartpostapp.com. Smart Post App, because your content should work for you.
And welcome back to the Link Through Social podcast. Well, we have a really good guest for us today. I'd like you to meet an award-winning talk show host, podcast producer, and the creative engine behind Make Your Day Richer. He spent years mastering the art of the interview, bringing infectious energy, community focus, and a classic daytime talk vibe to modern digital media. Whether he's behind the scenes editing top-tier content or in front of the camera pushing the boundaries of live video production, he knows exactly how to capture an audience's attention and keep them smiling. That's very important. Please welcome to the show, Richard Wilmore. Welcome, Richard.
Well, welcome and thanks for having me.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you on the show. Your company is Make Your Day Richer, and it's makeyourdayricher.com. Before we get into the interview, Richard, why don't you give us a little bit more about your background and how you arrived here today?
My background, I wanted to be a talk show host since I was 10 years old, 12 years old. I wanted to be a teacher up until the summer of 1997 when I saw a rerun of the old Rosie O'Donnell show. And I thought, I want to have that kind of show. I want to build that kind of environment for people to come and brag about themselves, to be celebrated, and to feel like every day is a party and there are no fears. And so I've been in one way or another doing that ever since. I'm now 40, still playing talk show host in a bedroom in my house, but sometimes I get paid for it now.
Yes, that's wonderful. Now, as someone who usually is the one driving the interview, what's the hardest part about sitting in the guest chair that you're in today?
I'm giving up control. I like I like my interview style is very much probably like yours, like just a conversation.
Sure.
Some people, as you know, like the questions sent ahead of time and they like to prepare and have all their answers memorized. And I'm not that person, but at the same time, I'm like, well, I hope I have a good answer for you. So, but it's fun.
Good. So, you're doing this podcast, and how are you implementing AI into your life, into your business, your podcast, or are you using it at all?
Oh my gosh. I feel like I am trying so hard to use it appropriate, like to lighten my workload, to make things just run smoother in my business and in my shows. I used to have a daily show that every day it was called Make Your Day Richer, and every day I would bring on someone who kind of like a Rolodex, someone who could
Sure.
enhance your life in some way, or you could enhance their life. And I don't know how many AI people I would have on my show, because it's one of those things where I feel like I'm not smart enough to understand it. And I'm not like, I don't know which program I should be using. There's so many that I'm like, well, I can't use them all. So how do I know which ones? So I use basic things to help write, to help get storylines, to help research. I book people on podcasts, so I use it to help find shows in their niche.
Good.
So I know I'm not using it as much as I can be, and that's frustrating in and of itself. But I don't know. I try so hard.
Yeah, no, that's all you can do.
Yeah.
If you're trying, then that's all you can do. You're right. There are so many different variations out there right now, and it is hard to choose. And each one has their little niche, uh, I guess options or
Mm-hmm.
features that outdo the other one. So yeah, it's a work in progress. And once you figure it out, it's already changed.
Yeah.
AI is
Yes. Yes.
AI is working, is progressing at such a lightning speed that
Yeah.
it's literally impossible to keep up. So that's the key word. Just try, and
Yeah. I
and you
think
can.
the thing I use it most for is taking the shows that I create and using AI to help make clips from it for social media.
Yes, that's really
Like
good.
it gets, yeah,
Yes.
that's super helpful
Mhm.
when it doesn't cut off mid-sentence. Yes.
Yes, AI is great, but
Mhm.
it's what you feed into AI. It's like
Mhm.
when computers first became a thing. Home computers, back in the late 70s, early 80s. It's garbage in, garbage out. That's
Yeah.
what we were
Yeah.
taught. And AI is similar to that. You have to prompt it in the right way to spit out the right information, and it's not always right. Always
Right.
proofread. And you mentioned about doing the clips. It's great for time saving and that, but always proof it because it might get cut off, or if you're doing
Yeah.
a promotional poster, it might misspell something
Yes.
or take a
You have seven
logo and
hands or
yes.
I think
So
it's Oh, sorry.
no, you go ahead. You go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think it's interesting that we're in this world now of like, let AI help us. But then there's that other side of it of people who like absolutely hate it and will hate you if you make your AI flyer. I see Facebook like pages and groups that are like, if you're going to use an AI flyer to promote your gig coming up, we're not going to help promote it. And I'm like,
I know.
I mean, like
It's a
it's a
tool.
helpful
Yeah,
tool.
yeah,
And
yeah.
what is, I mean, I don't like, I love Canva. I use Canva all the time, but
Sure.
why is Canvas okay? It's not like we're drawing the graphics on Canva ourselves.
No.
Like we're using their tools. I don't know. I think
Yeah.
we're in that weird spot that not everyone's okay with it yet. So we've got all this like pushback on it.
Yes.
But we've been
And
using AI for decades. We
we really
just
have.
don't
Like
know that.
AI has been out there for, as long as you can think back. And
Mm-hmm.
it's just been in the background. Now it's in the foreground.
Right.
People are showing their fears and at the end of the day, it's not going anywhere. It's actually going
Right.
to and get
Yeah.
used in our everyday life every day. So
Right.
it's just it's like everything, I guess. When something new comes out, there's always pushback and
Mm-hmm.
reluctance and fear of not knowing or fear of what it might do. But
Yeah.
it's here to stay. Now,
Yeah.
you deal with a lot of creators, and creators feeling burnt out, stuck in a
Mm-hmm.
creative rut. What's your go-to? Rediscovering the joy of process.
My When I was doing a daily show, my rule for myself was when people would say, "Well, how do I know what a season is? Like, what's a season of your show? Is it a year? Is it like how do you do that?" And mine was always when it felt like I wasn't having fun anymore and that it was becoming too much work. I I was starting to get burnt out that it was just like too much. I just stopped. I was like, that's my season. That's a great time to stop because I love it so much that it would take a while to do that. It's not like it was like 3 weeks and I'm like, okay, I'm done. And then in a month or two, I'd be like, I would get that itch again and I would need to start again. And
Yeah.
sometimes it's walking away. It's getting into other art forms. It's walking outside. Like one of the things I do is if I'm frustrated with technology, which is a problem of mine, I put it all down, I grab my dog and I'll go out on a walk through the woods and just like let let that all like cleanse me. And kind of shake the etch a sketch and clear that and start over because it's technology is great and creating is great until there's a frustration and then it feels like why am I doing this or why is this so hard. And I think for a lot of creators and artists the reason why we do it is because like we have to, like we can't move forward unless that artwork comes out in some way. And you need to allow yourself to do that.
For sure. Now, your company is called Make Your Day Richer. What sort of services do you offer other podcasters or content creators that you can tell
Yeah. I
listeners today?
have um I have a studio that people can come and either bring their own equipment and film stuff. So it's a sound proofed room that people who don't have a space to do it. I have every wall in here is covered with a different person's podcast. They come in and I film them. So it takes the stress out of I don't know how to do any of that. I don't know how
Yeah,
to run. What do I use? How do I make a Spotify account? I don't know any. I don't know how to edit, but I have a lot of stuff to say. I know a
sure.
lot about whatever my business is. So they come in, they talk, and they walk away, and I do the rest. I also book people on podcasts, so
Thanks.
it's a great, as you know, a great marketing tool for people
Absolutely.
to go and talk about themselves, but they feel like it's unobtainable and they don't know how to find the right podcast to go on. And so I help people do that as well.
Now, what makes a good podcast guest, in your opinion?
I think someone who is either interesting or has an interesting story or has an interesting business. I don't know about you, but I've been doing this for a long time. There are only a couple episodes, a couple of interviews that I've never put out
Oh, okay.
because sometimes a conversation is great in person and you put them in front of a camera or you put a light in front of them and they freeze.
Yeah.
Um, and someone who's honest, like I
Mhm.
think we're all here for connection and we're all here to learn from each other. And so if you're willing to kind of bare your soul for a little bit and talk to people and be honest with people, I think that's a really good podcast guest.
Yeah, I agree. And you also produce, and edit podcasts as you mentioned. What tools are you using for editing?
So when I first started my show, so I've always like I've never thought about podcasts. I started doing this kind of before podcasts were like a thing that everybody had. So
Sure.
I always pictured everything as a talk show, as a TV show. And so that's what I wanted. And I filmed my first episode by myself. It was a band that I went to the rehearsal space and filmed
Oh,
them on an
nice.
iPad. I
Yeah.
had no lights, no microphones. Like that never entered my brain. Like I
Right.
just wanted to talk. And so I
Yeah.
go home and I have this iPad and I'm like, oh, like how do I get it from I literally had no idea how to put it from the iPad to YouTube. No idea.
Wow.
So I Googled that and then I was like, oh, I have to edit. I don't know how to do that. So I Googled, found
Yeah.
a cheap editing software that I still use today because it's easy, it's user friendly.
Right.
And um, I just have taught myself. I finally got microphones. I finally got lights. Took probably way too long
That's
because
okay.
that wasn't my priority. Like
Right.
until people started commenting, like I can't hear your show. Like we would like to hear what you're talking. And I was like, oh, okay, fine.
Yes.
Um, so I have a whole complicated setup that half the time I don't even know how to use it. I have to have someone else come in. If a camera goes down, the interview's over. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Move on. Move on.
Yes.
We'll figure it out somehow. That's
Yes.
awesome.
Yeah. People think I'm very tech savvy. Like everyone's like, well, Richard knows how to do that. I'm like, you'd be surprised.
Now live streaming, it can be
Mhm.
very unpredictable, and there's all kinds of things that go wrong. I've had my share of stories over the years of
Mm-hmm.
things going wrong, people coming into the shot or technical breakdown. What's
Yep.
your playbook for handling a technical glitch or some sort of unexpected distraction while the cameras are rolling?
I did 300 episodes of a live show that had two or three guests per show,
Oh,
and um, I mean anything would happen. My camera would stop working, my headphones would go out, and I think you have to be really comfortable with kind of sometimes making a fool of yourself and
yeah,
looking a little like you don't know what's going on.
right.
And being able to roll with that, and that's also a sign of a good guest who can kind of roll with you during that time as well. A lot of times I have a big Great Pyrenees dog, and she will decide right in the middle of something that she needs to be a part of it. And so she now has the title of floor director just in case she comes in. I mean, anything has happened. Lights have fallen down, and I think it's just being okay with it.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
there are, I mean, if the Today Show and all like can handle something happening, I think we can handle it as well. And I think
I
that's
agree.
it shows people your humanity, and it shows kind of the person really behind the camera at that point because you're really in full panic mode, trying not to show it.
That's awesome. Now, not too long ago, we hit episode 10. We're actually
Wow.
coming up to close to episode 20 now. But I mentioned when we had our episode 10 that most podcasts that get started don't exceed 3 to 5 episodes, and then they
Yeah.
just kind of pitter away. What is your advice to people who are thinking about starting a podcast that will continue it past, say, 3 or 5 episodes, because a lot of them fall by the wayside at 3 to 5.
It's true. It's a lot of work. It's as you know, it's a
Yes,
lot of work to put this all together. It's a commitment, is what I tell people. Um, and
it
it
is.
is. It's a commitment, and you have to um, be okay with that. You have to be ready for that. When people are first starting their shows, I want to tell them before we're going to launch, like, let's get kind of past that hump already. Let's film 5 or 6 episodes. So then they're already kind of ahead of release schedule anyway. So it doesn't feel so urgent all the time, especially when you're doing weekly shows or it always feels like, oh crap, I have to film another. What am I going to talk
It
about? What am
is.
I?
Yeah, a
And
lot
then
of
that gives
pressure.
them yeah. There's a lot of pressure. Consistency of the day you're going to put it out and the time you put it out, of your filming schedule. I'm a huge proponent of um, bulk recording a couple episodes in one day so it
Yeah,
doesn't feel like you're always doing that, and that you're not going to be a success overnight.
right, right.
That happens not that often.
No,
And defining what your idea of success is for your show. There are like 500,000 uh, podcasts right now,
oh, there is.
active
Yeah, yep,
podcasts.
yep.
But we can all name what, like 10 super famous podcast hosts,
Right.
and those are celebrities that already were, like they already had their thing
They were
going.
into something else already. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah,
Yes, like we knew who they were. And so to figure out what your definition of success is, and remembering that when you get there, to celebrate that. I did not do that. I oftentimes, because you're moving on to the next thing.
yeah.
You're like, okay, well, I got 100,000 views. How come I didn't get 150?
Mhm.
Like, and settling into that and being okay and being happy with what you have achieved,
Yeah,
because it's a lot of work, and you should be happy with just getting one episode out, let alone 400.
absolutely. Yeah, it is, and you do worry about things, myself included. The first few episodes were, mind-boggling. The views and downloads we had on Spotify and some of the other
Mm-hmm.
podcast platforms, and then it was slowly going up, and then one episode kind of dipped. And then when we started going back up again, and I'm like, why did that episode dip? I thought it was one of the best ones. And you start questioning yourself and,
Yeah.
oh, did I do something
Yep.
wrong? Maybe I'm blinded and it wasn't a very good episode, but I played it back and it was a good episode. It
Yeah.
just didn't hit the people like some of the other ones, and it's okay.
Yeah.
You just move on, right?
Yeah, you put out the best product you can, and the people who need to see it are going to find it and see it. And
Yeah.
then you are happy that someone saw it, and then you make a better, I used to
Yeah.
do when I first started, I would change one thing for every show. Like I would watch a show and I'd go, okay, well, maybe that light should be over there, or
Yeah.
maybe the camera should be in it. And just it may not be noticeable to the audience, but for myself, I was like, I want to keep improving. And so I would pick one thing every time. And eventually it
Wonderful.
was get a microphone, but that took a while.
Now we have to wrap things up, but before we do, I just want to comment. Your background is very bright, colorful, and fun. I just
Yes.
love it. It's just there's something about it. You just want to smile looking at that background. I love it.
Yeah, it's a little party in here. And I figure
Yeah.
if I'm an awful guest, you at least have something to look at.
Well, you're not an awful guest, but I still love your background, and it's very colorful, and it's just a fun background. Richard Wilmore, I appreciate you coming on the show today. Your website is makeyourdayricher.com. I encourage all the viewers and listeners to check it out, and they can contact you. Richard, are you also active on social media? Why don't you tell us where we can find you?
Yes, I'm on all the things that make your day richer, or look up Richard Wilmore. I have my own Facebook and LinkedIn and all that stuff. But yeah, I'm
Perfect.
everywhere.
Okay, well, I appreciate you taking the time to be on the show, and wish you all the best in the future.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, the Link Through Social podcast will be back right after this short break. Connect with your audience through strategic digital marketing. We help brands grow their online presence with expert social media management, AI powered solutions, engaging content, and professional podcast services. Link Through Social, that's THRU, is the company for you. Linkthroughsocial.com.